Greetings, greetings, family, near and far and wide, on planet, off planet, in the planet. You've done that goes already. If your nature's agreeable, step forward. Disagreeable, step back. Because right back now, we're not having more time for that. Come in, my youth.
Well, it's not real talk. It's catch up on the fast that we're doing. Yeah.
Catch up on the fast. We've just started it. Hi. What kind of catch up we do? We just today the first day.
It is because we've been so used to doing the real talk and the midweek catch up. It's kind of hard to just tap into the intro, but it's all good though. We'll just start as we flow, innit? You know what I mean?
It's all love, baby.
It's all love, baby. You know what I mean? Peace, God. Peace, goddess.
Peace to the gods and the goddesses out there.
Right.
You don't know who you are, so yeah, big on up.
Yeah, man. It's been beautiful. Love everyone and love yourself, baby. That's what I always say within my mind, trust me, for life. And first day we've had, bio juice, ginger, iron, and sea moss. All assimilates with your biological structure and helps you be an internal warrior, Everything's interconnected. And it's raining, it's pouring.
Oh man, he's snoring. He went to bed and he bumped his head and he couldn't get up in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I feel like I'm already, obviously we're fasting now, but the energy, like I said to you earlier, the energy that came to me was like, oh yeah, you're getting ready now. I said, yeah, man. Fasting really connects you with the ether more, and connects you more with your higher self. I'm saying I'm going to be putting up a freestyle later. Watch out for that higher self freestyle, and I'm just in a state of gratitude, because I got that issue towards life, and we were talking about it earlier. A lot of people, blaming the outer for the inner state, and in reality, your inner state is creating the outer. So you got to take your power back and start blaming others for your state, your internal condition, because when you really gain this information, you'll realize that you're creating reality at all times, isn't it? So when you keep on connecting with the divine, trust me, you'll realize who you truly are. You know what I mean? Because you are a star.
Ashe. Yeah, yes. Day one of the fast. Like STS said, what we've had. Really looking forward to this one because it was he's been saying that he's going to be doing 9 days in December, and I was like, you know what? I know I do 3 days a week anyway, but I still feel like I need to just jump onto this 9-day thing as well. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody wants to just enjoy themselves over the festive season and thing. Maybe so we say overindulge, but if you're going to overindulge on an already toxic, system and body, then why you just start adding on to the problems and to the issues. So I think that with the changes that's taking place on the planet, I don't know if you guys are feeling it, but trust me, it's not just what man is creating where we are going to say, oh wow, a bit like the thing in 2020, them thing there. People are going to be looking for those and saying, look at this. But I mean, I'm talking energetically on the planet. Everything's changed, everything's shifting. You know what I'm saying? There's a reset taking place. I know I talk about the financial thing, but I'm talking about we as flesh and blood beings with that inhabit souls. You get what I'm saying? Not the soulless ones. There's a change taking place. There's an upgrade taking place on the planet. I don't know if you're feeling it. We're more inclined to want to be dealing with, peace, unity, love and harmony, not the warring. them soulless entities are that them ones. No war. No war, man. We must stop the shedding of the blood. We must stop the innocence shedding of blood because it's not a good thing. That's why I guess we're going through, all sorts of things taking place on the planet, earthquakes, tsunamis, flooding, you name it. Because why Mother Earth is bawling, as we would say. We not say cry. She's bawling for free if it stop and start doing what we were purposed to do, which is to take care of the planet. You know what I'm saying? Look after one another, love, share. You know what I'm saying? Especially the vulnerable. You know what I mean? The young ones that come into this world, we should be looking after them. The elders should be looked after. Instead we have social care system, and we all know what happens to the youths and when you send them into them places or they get taken. And then we've got care homes, and we all know what happened to the elderly when they get put into them places because you have to work and you've got your children them, and so you can't look after, you know, granny or mommy or daddy, so you push them, not push them, you put them in these places to be cared for. Well, that's not how it's supposed to be. And I guess if we were living righteously the way that the Creator intended us to live, those places wouldn't exist. I mean, back in ancient times, them go a chemist and them dig up all kind of something, you know, them dig up your great granny, you know, them people call themselves archaeologists, a modern day grave robber. That's what they call themselves, archaeologists, yeah? There were no prisons. There were no prisons there. Or what we got here? Everything is some kind of institution. If it's not a school, a prison, a hospital, some place where they want to carry you go and then literally change you. We need to start claiming it all back, looking after our elders, looking after our young ones. If, you know what I mean, people are struggling, then we must be coming to come together as a community. Because when I was growing up, it wasn't a case of, oh, backside, mum's coming, I better switch up. No, it was Mrs. So-and-so, Mr. So-and-so, because they were literally like a guardian. You know what I'm saying? And then they saw you stepping out of line. It wasn't the case of just going to ignore you because you might turn around and tell them a whole heap of bad word. No, no, no. You'd stop as soon as you saw them. Monica, what you do? I'm sorry, Mrs. So-and-so, or Mr. So-and-so. Like you was talking to your mom. Those kind of way of living have to come back, where we respect our elders, not just because they're our elders. Because let's face it, there's elders out there doing all kind of madness. I'm not saying to you to look up to them and respect them, but they too must turn the tide and come back round to their true self, where they're here to guide and protect. The men have their roles, the female have their roles, and we come together as one. You know what I'm saying? Not them all pronouns sitting with them have out there. There's two, male and female. If you're what do you call it? Where you have both genitalia, the word will come back to me. Then that's how you were born. You know what I'm saying? That's how you were born. And dating back to higher times, back in ancient times, there were beings that had both genitalias. You know, so there's nothing wrong with that. People say, "Oh, you know, you're a freak." No, no, no. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's he, there's she, there's male, there's female, and we need to reconnect in a way whereby we step back into that power. Because those of us out there think, "Oh, I'm liberated. Me born me brazier. Me can't go to this and me can't go to that." Yo, you're not liberated. You've gone down a path of destruction because you've been taken away from your feminine divine nature that is in you. It's in all of us. You know what I'm saying? In their own book, it says, "Have I not told you, ye are gods, sons and daughters of the Most High?" Well, people aren't living up to that because that's been eroded over time, centuries and centuries and centuries. It's been eroded to the point where we're just going along with the program. We're matrixed off and we don't even realize what's happening to us. But it's time. The time is now for us to take back what was stolen from us. Yeah. And I'm not just talking about the physical things. I'm talking about claiming back you, the man in you, the woman in you. Stand up today and make it a different day. Fasting is a wonderful way to reset the body. Not only does it reset the body, it resets your mind. Because I'm telling you now, people out there will say, "Oh, I couldn't fast no, not even for a day." Don't go time them fast. I want them sick, I want them dead. Because you can't name them 2 times there. It's something that your body needs. And when you do it, trust me, you find yourself in a different state. You're elevated. And if you go back to those same eating habits, then guess what? Just say to yourself every 3 months, every 4 months, I'm doing a parasite cleanse, I'm doing a blood. Do it all. Reset your body. Have longevity, have good life, have good health. Because there's too many of us that are very, very sick because we're toxic. You're not sick, you're toxic. There's toxins in your body, in your blood, every part of your body where you can get a lump and a bump and tell you, say, it's something that begins with the C word. It's because you're infested with toxins and parasites. Now you clean and cleanse those out. Guess what? There's no expiry date on you because you reset. You know what I mean? Every 3 or 4 months.
Well, what fasting does is stimulate anti-aging, and also, you when you hit autophagy, you recycle old cells into new healthy cells. So and that's after the 3-day period that you do every week.
Yeah.
So you're always regenerating and activating stem cells. You know what I mean? And we need to learn how the body really works. A lot of us have got the wrong information, and this is why we go against ourselves without even fully being conscious of it, because that's just the way we've been brought up. But you know, when you really tap in to who you truly are, you'll know what to do, because your divine intuition will kick in. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, always follow the body and follow your mind as well, trust me, because it's creating everything, you get me? And your consciousness, everything's interconnected. So, you know, fasting is something that we've been doing for around 5-6 years now, consistently, and it's helped us tremendously on our journey, because it's gave us a higher perspective. That's what it gives you, and it activates those higher, how can I put it, those higher cells within you, because there's many cells within us, and when you fast, you literally detach away from what you've been attached to, you know, in terms of the normal material lifestyle of just eating, consuming, constantly consuming. You see, when you fast, you produce. You get me? You're a flip. You're producing now energy, because the main fuel for the body is oxygen. It's not food. And never forget when Dr. Sebi said that. Trust me. Shouts to him. And that man there, he really activated a lot of minds, you know, to really start tapping in, because he came with that divine information to make people realize that the power is within you, but you have to activate. You know what I mean? And when you make the right choices, you get the right results in life. You know, that's what it's all about: taking the right action to give you satisfaction. But yeah, you got any more? Actually, you definitely got one thing to say. What about silver before we go?
Oh, well, I don't know. For how long have I been doing, you know, these podcasts and what have you? When I first started, I was telling people to prepare. I think that's the very first one that we did.
Yeah. That's in the ether.
That's in the ether, Carl. Let me look after that channel and take it down, because
when you're putting out that good information, somehow, you know.
Yeah, it was at a time
people don't like it.
when you know, mainstream media and the globalists were controlling everything. So when I was, you know, screaming from the rooftop that certain types of interventions that were being offered to people were not what we should be taking, basically, you know, the bam bam boogie. So it was then. So that's about 4 or 5 years ago now.
2021.
Yeah, and here we are in 2025, rapidly approaching 2026, and you can see where we are now. And it's not too late to still prepare. The transference of wealth is taking place, whether you know it or not. It's taking place. When you hear people openly talking about having Bitcoin reserves in their treasury, and these aren't people; these are the, you know, the elites. You know, these are presidents, prime ministers. And when people talked about Bitcoin in the past, it was poo-pooed. Oh, it's a nonsense. It's a this. It's a scam. It's used for child, you know what, and all the rest of it. Well, cash has been used to do all kind of heinous crimes. Till this day, they're still using cash to do things that they ought not to do. It's not about the cash. It's about the intent. If I give you £1,000,000 and you go off and do all kind of wicked, evil things with it, likewise, I could give somebody £1,000,000 and they do the most beautiful thing. So it's not the fiat currency. It's you, what's inside of you, and your intentions. So I've been speaking about silver for a long time, in terms of not just the fact that it's been suppressed for so many years, and it is the bank killer. It's that silver bullet, you know, the silver bullet that takes out the werewolf, that wipes everything out completely. And you can see, if those of you who've been following along, you've seen on the little TikTok I've been posting, you know, every so often I'll take a snapshot of the price, and you'll see that the price is going up sometimes by £1 a day, or 50 pence or 20 pence. You'll see, if you go back and look at the last, I don't know, two weeks or so, you'll just see prices are changing, because silver is starting to break out. They have done so many paper silver, which means you get issued you buy silver, and they issue a certificate to say that you own 1 gram, 1 ounce, 1 kilogram, 5 whatever, but you hold a piece of paper that says that you own it. The physical silver is not there. Why? Because it's been hypothecated. It's been sold and resold.
What does hypothecated mean? Sorry, I had to cut you there.
What it means, let me just give it to you like this. There's 1 bar of silver, and I sell that 1 bar of silver to 1 million people. So 1 million people have a certificate for 1 bar of silver. But how many bars of silver did I start with? 1. So there's your hypothecation. Okay. So they've created a whole heap of paper silver against 1 bar. So everybody out there, there's 1 million people out there going, yeah, I got some silver.
Because it's $62 now, isn't it?
It's $62. It went through 50, like a butter through a knife through butter, and it was going to continue going. It's not about. I don't look at silver as an investment because it's not an investment. What you're doing when you buy the silver is preserving your wealth. Now you might say, well, I haven't got no wealth. Okay, then if you have whatever little fiat currency you have, that's what you consider to be your wealth. So if you take as long as you're holding that, it's depreciating. We know that through inflation, shrinkflation, higher taxes, higher utilities, you are shedding out more than you're bringing in. Now, if you take some of that and you put it into a gram, an ounce, a silver, then the silver price continues to go up. You've not only increased your wealth, but guess what? What does Lynette Zhang say? If you don't hold it, you don't own it, and you're literally preserving your wealth, and there's no counterparty risk. Silver, regardless of what the markets do, because markets are manipulated, as you must know by now. 1 minute up, next minute down, because at a click of a button, they can take the price of silver to 0, like they did with oil. I think it's 2 years ago when oil went to negative how much a barrel. Like people, how could you take negative, say, $50 and say, all right, then give me that barrel? It wouldn't sell. It's not going anywhere. But by clicking a mouse somewhere in one of those little buildings at the Federal Reserve, they put it into 0. So they can do that with silver, they can do that with gold. But that doesn't mean that that piece of silver gold that you hold in your hand can't be used as a means of exchange for whatever it is you might need out there. So what man does is irrelevant, because this is the creator's money. This money was put on the planet when we were seeded on this planet. It was probably here before us. You know what I'm saying? And silver is used in everything. Solar panels, medicine, AI, especially AI. Them big old batteries that go into them, those electric cars, they take silver. Warheads that they like to use to, do things to people that they ought not to do, silver. So, and when it's used, it's discarded. All your mobile phones, you've been having a mobile phone, tell me how many you've had, 5, 10, 15, 20. All of them have silver in, and where have they gone when you've finished with them? Landfill. So it doesn't get recycled. Gold, well, it's still in your teeth or it's still around your neck. It doesn't go anywhere. It might go in a catalytic engine or something like that, but it's not used the way silver is. So potentially, no, let me take that back. Silver is more valuable than gold. They call it the poor man's gold, but guess what? I would be the poor man then, because right about now, you can still buy it. Yes, over here we have to pay VAT, and you know why they put the VAT on it? So you can go, you what? So it costs £60, but then it's £11 VAT. I'm not buying it. Buy it backside. If you can afford it. Listen, we're talking about generational wealth. When silver, I think the ratio at one point was 120 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. The ratio now is 67. So you can see how slowly but surely it's coming down. Now we're going to get to a stage where it might be 15 to 1, 7 to 1. And if that's the case, I don't know, gold might be up 15, 20,000 pounds or dollars an ounce. So you can see the value of the silver. By then you might say, something, I'll swap me silver ones for an ounce of gold or something like that. The time will come if you're patient. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's not an investment. It's something that you're holding on to preserve for your lineage going back as long as it goes back, because that's what you're doing. You're preserving your wealth. And silver will go 1 to 1 with gold, and it will even surpass the price of gold because it's needed. It's valuable, more valuable than gold. And I've told you time and time again, those of you that are listening to this, I've told you time and time again to get silver. I think when I first talked about silver, it was about £18 an ounce. So you'd have paid £24, £25 with a VAT on it. We're now looking at £75 an ounce. So in a matter of 4 years. It's not too late. You get it at the price that you actually realize what's happening in this world and think, shit, I need to do something. Because banks have written bail-in laws, which gives them the right to take what you think belongs to you. They wrote that in some time ago. Just go onto the Bank of England website, or wherever you live in the world, you go into that central bank, which is a private corporation, and look at bail-in laws, and it tells you quite clearly that they can do that. But don't worry, because we've got the FCA over here, the Financial Conduct Authority, which says that, you know, we'll guarantee up to 85,000. They only say that so you think, all right, I'm okay. But if a bank goes under, you're the creditor. So you might never get that money. Or they can issue you shares in the bank and say, oh, well, you know what? Yeah, we're taking your money, but we're going to issue shares in a bank that's actually gone under. Don't say it can't happen. It did. Just look at Cyprus. Look back at Cyprus and you can see what happened there. The people went to their bed, and when they rose the next day, they'd gone. Their money had gone down. If they got 50,000, they only had 35,000. They literally took their money to recapitalize the bank. So don't think that these things can't happen here, because as you can see what's happening in the world, absolutely they can, and absolutely they will. They will do a force majeure, French word, which means, oh Lord God, what a catastrophe. We never saw it coming. Oh, everything's changed. So all contracts that you have are gone, null and void. So we don't have to pay you back. We don't have to this, we don't have to that, because there's been an act of God somehow. You know, I don't know, Nibiru coming too close to us, and everything, you know, kind of like getting a little bit shaky for a while, baby. All contracts will be off. So don't be complacent. You can't do the withdrawals that you used to do. Now you have to explain why you want the money, what you want it for. They're telling you in so many words that it's no longer your money the minute you make a deposit. And so therefore, when your wages get paid into your account, straight away it belongs to the bank that's been paid into. Straight away. So it doesn't even belong to you. So you might have bills to pay, you might have this, but if everything goes tits up, listen, have a little something where you can say, well, at least I have this bit of cash at home, precious metals, at least you've got something so you can barter with. Because we might go back to those stages where we're actually bartering for a while when it all crashes, because I can't see it's going to be a smooth transition where there's going to flick a switch and everybody's onto this, I don't know, CBDC, whatever it is they've got planned. It won't be like that. There will be a period of time when there's darkness. Yeah. So you're going to need to have those things that can sustain you. Extra food at home, water, medicines. And I say medicines, I'm talking about the natural herbs that we can take. You know what I'm saying? A first aid kit, all those kind of things that you don't think about needing until you in a situation. Then it's too late. But you must. I'm not giving anybody financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. But I'm telling you that these things must come to pass and will come to pass. How you come out the other end is entirely up to you. There's nobody that's going to be coming to save you, because they will be saving their own arses. Trust me, because they'll find themselves in the same situation, whether they be policy enforcers, which we call the police, nurses, doctors, you name it. They all have their families. They're all going to want to be able to provide and protect them. So they're not going to come and run to your aid. So I've talked about making sure that you build up your soul tribe. You know who you can call on and who you can count on. Yeah, in times of distress. And if you don't, then those are the people that you need to start making contacts with, make links with, and share this information. It's not here to frighten you or to make you think, oh my God, everything's coming to an end. Well, yes, it is. But it's a new beginning, which you have the opportunity to play an integral part of, to be involved in, to shape, to mold, to make sure that we don't have a system that's unfair, that puts people in abject poverty. Children going to their beds hungry. You know what I'm saying? People sleeping without roofs over their heads. None of this is necessary, and it's all done by design. Everything that you see happening on this stage, this performance, this theatre, this movie, is all done by design. But what you can do is say, you know what, I'm not playing that game anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. And start doing for yourself and for kind. Yeah. And when we start to do that, literally these, whatever they are, they just dissipate, they disappear, they move, they go away. you know, because they are going to come with all of the fear tactics again, like they did in 2020. Like they said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So we have choice. No matter what situation you find yourself in, there's always going to be choice. So we can choose to say, you know what, we're not going down that road. We're not going to let you lead us down that path again. If anything, we're just going to completely ignore you and get on and live our lives and create the future that we want for those coming up behind us, the young ones, because it's not about us, it's about the youths them out there. They need structure, they need love, they need warmth, they need to be fed with right knowledge and information, with sound money to transact with. You know what I'm saying? That's what they need. And we're the ones that are going to be able to provide that for them. So I say to you all, stay strong, stay focused, and do what your heart tells you to do. And if you can, if you're not like feel walk up your mouth too much, try a little fasting. I'm telling you, you'll have a connection with your creator, with your divine self, because that's who your creator is, your divine self. Trust me. And you'll have a life that you're proud of living, because you're going to be giving. Because you
Ooh,
did that rhyme,
I like
SDS?
that one. I like that one.
Oh, you
I like
that?
the way you dropped it. Trust me.
It just fell out of my mouth, bro.
Yeah, trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me.
On that note, I'll hand it back to SDS, and
Yeah, while you were speaking, I was doing the 2 in 4 out breath, staying present, because the breath is key, because life is a series of inhales and exhales. And this is 2025, yeah? Number 9, the year of completion. Then we're moving into 2026, which is the number 1. All the new rules add up to the number 1, new beginnings. So, everything's in alignment, the numbers really show you what's really going on. And just connect the dots and keep on tapping in, because trust me, you're creating reality. And that's all we got to say for this one. It's been longer than we thought it was going to be, but we never can predict this, because we're in flow.
Just let it roll.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's all we got to say for this one. Lady Crowne and STS over and out. Peace and blessings.
Peace, my people.